Hey everybody, it's time to swing. We're still swinging, and I'm your host Thomas. And today, fam, we got my girl Kendra G up.
Okay, real quick. I saw her in Atlanta, and you told me you was coming back because they had you messed up in the comments section.
I'm back to clear your cousins.
Ooh, come on, Clem. Your hair look good. It's
Hey,
flowing, but we gotta see your whole face. Like you keep getting
okay,
cut off.
okay.
Okay. So she was here. She was here. I remember some things. I remember you wanted a man taller than your son. He got to make at least 100K. You don't want him to have a 9 to 5 because he got to be able to travel when you can travel. You ain't no princess men. None of that. You looking for a girl?
I'm looking for a spiritual, emotionally intelligent, generous man who knows who he is, knows how to treat a woman, knows how to communicate.
Fair use, family. Fair use. Can somebody explain to me what emotionally intelligent mean? Because I think they just think it sound good.
Um, yeah, just well rounded as far as like financial aspects. It's just as long as he's ambitious and has his life together. I mean, I would say preferably over 100K because I make that, so I would want him to make at least what I make or more.
What are your deal breakers?
Deal breakers, liars, cheaters, down low men, very feminine men. We have a lot of those here in Atlanta. We have a lot of bad bitches and men that feel like they're the pillow princesses and they want you to chase them and buy them flowers and take them out on dates. I'm not dealing with any of that. And I want him to be taller than my son because my son is 17, he's 6'3". So I don't want my son to be able to little boy him. I could do 75K, but he gotta be like an entrepreneur. Like he can't be like 9 to 5.
Is that overall? Nobody 9 to 5?
I prefer not to do a 9 to 5 just because of like my schedule, how flexible I am. To feel no type of way when I'm like, oh, I'm about to go here, and he like, oh, I gotta request PTO or something because I don't have to do all that.
Well, okay, someone asked this question. They said, when you're traveling, is he paying for both of you guys?
Yes. No, I don't go 50-50, y'all. They ain't even.
Oh, I didn't even ask you that question. They brought it up. What happened? They said you don't do 50-50.
No, I don't. I've never had to, but I feel like everybody should do, what they want in their households. But the men that I've been with my past relationships, I've never had to go 50-50.
Funny because I did the Tamara Hall show and she was one of the clips. Time didn't permit. We had so much going on that show, but you were a clip that was going to be shown on the show, but we didn't get to your clip. But I ran into her at the live Mix and Mingle speed dating in Atlanta, and she told me in person she was coming back on the show to read y'all down. So what you want to say, princess?
Well, first of all, I want to say it was so nice meeting you. You're so beautiful in person. I love your energy. So I wanted to say that, and congratulations to all your success and everything you have going on. So I want to say that first.
Thank you. Okay, now she gave me my compliment. What you got to say to this?
Oh,
thank you.
Sorry, I'm gonna clear that. Can I cuss on? Can I curse on?
Girl, you should say what you got to say.
Okay. So it was a lot of negative feedback, which I understand. I get the clickbait. I get that a lot of people are opinionated and they have, their opinions and a lot to say. But number one, y'all don't know me. That's number one. And I really don't. A lot of this stuff really didn't bother me because I know who I am as a woman and as a person.
Fair use.
But I wanted to clear all of the talk about single mothers. That's what bothered me the most. And mainly because 70% of black households are raised by single mothers. Okay, 70. And that's actually lower now. It used to be 80. So now we're down to 70. So majority of the people on there talking about single mothers, you're raised by a single mom, but you have so much to say about single mothers. And so let's talk about me as a single mother. Yes, I'm a single mom. I was a teen mom too. I had my son at 18, my daughter at 21. And let's talk about how I went from a teen mom to a successful realtor, which I said I was. A lot of people had a lot of misconceptions about that too, about what I do. I sell this, I sell that. The only thing I sell is houses. So fix your bad credit and come see me and get a home. That's the only thing I sell. That's number one. Okay.
You said you ain't got no damn good credit. Your credit score 400.
Okay. And I can help you fix it too. So I help with credit repair. So I'll fix your credit and get you into a home. Again, that's the only thing I sell. Okay. So a teen mom to a successful realtor, I have sold 50 homes in real estate. And that's a lot to say about a black realtor in ATL because a lot of people are realtors and they're not successful. I've sold 50 homes. Okay. 50. I make good money. So I said that. Okay. And then let's talk about how I have my son. And that was a joke too, Kenya, because okay, I'm goofy. I'm very goofy. I'm sarcastic. I'm playful. I don't need my man to be as tall as my son. I mean, it would be ideal, but he does not have to be. And my son is not disrespectful, and he's not going to disrespect a man because they're not the same height. That was a joke. I made a joke. Okay. Now, my son, let's talk about him being a D1 athlete that this single mother raised on her own. I'm a single mom. He's a D1 athlete. He has 35 scholarships, 35 to choose from. He's graduating this year. Okay, a teen mom, I did that. And then both of my children, my daughter is 16, they both have a 3.0 GPA. So let's talk about that as a single mom.
Family, we're going to start to need to see some proof because they always get on here with all this capping every time you ask for some accountability. And she too old for this. She too old for this, fam. She showing her natural butt for nothing. And she too old for this. We're going to need you bring back the 50 houses, the 35 scholarship offers, and all of this straight A student shit. Bring back some proof of it. And you just come back with words. And we can't take none of that to the bank. You're too old for this, baby girl.
Okay, let's talk about how I have a beautiful home, 4-bedroom on a basement. I drive a Mercedes. My home is peaceful. So y'all want to talk about all these single moms and single mothers can't have standards. Baby, yes, I can have standards because I am the standard. I set the bar. Y'all try to plug me. I'm very intelligent. I have a bachelor's degree in education. I'm spiritual. I'm healed. My life is peaceful. I'm funny. I'm goofy. And I love to travel. I pay for my own.
You see what I'm saying, family? That they all healed. And they act like this. This what you call healed? She just said she healed, family. Look, listen to her.
Own travel. If I'm in a relationship, yes, the men in the past have paid for my trips, but me on my own, I pay for my own trips. I just went to Ghana 2 weeks ago. I stayed over there for 2 weeks, and I went to Italy and Morocco. So that
You pay for your own because men not paying for them no more. See, family, what you got right here is a classic cutie on duty. You know what happened? She got old. She got old, and now she can't stand men because she's still expecting that stuff that she was getting when she was younger. And now she's still thinking she gonna bring that spoiled brat stuff. Listen, she 35, family. At this point in her life, her men gonna be older. They ain't putting up with that. I ain't putting up with that. You see how calm my life is? She can't bring that. It ain't no way.
that's why I said I want a man who has a flexible schedule like me because I love to travel. A man, if you have a job, and let's talk about this because I did not knock anybody with a 9 to 5. If you have a 9 to 5, that's amazing. You should. Everybody needs to work. I'm not knocking that. Why would I knock somebody working? I just said you asked me my preferences. I said I would.
Family, she a really nice looking woman. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, if you would have caught her 10 years ago, you would have took her anywhere she wanted to go. But she gonna wear out her welcome with this.
Like a man who's an entrepreneur because I know he has a flexible schedule. When I take vacation, some days I go 3 to 4 days. That's on the weekend. But some days I like to go. I mean, sometimes I like to go 2 to 3 weeks at a time. People with jobs, they don't have that flexibility. But I'm not knocking your 9 to 5. I'm just talking about me and what I like.
Yeah. Okay. One thing I will want to say is, and I host the show, so I
See, she looking for the man that's okay with being in hell so she can be happy. And she too old to grow up. She too old to grow up. It's over. She came back to the Kendra G show to argue with some people she never seen before. That's how childish she is. And she's supposed to be looking for love.
Definitely hear all the comments about single moms. Only thing that I will say, if a mother is single, that means the father is not doing their part. Like, we give all the lack to single moms, but how come we don't focus on the fact that, well, I don't know. You tell me this, because maybe this will educate me.
That's why we say this, ladies. You picked them. You picked them. We don't want to hear about them. You picked them. Don't come back complaining about them. All right, because you had plenty of suitable men. You see this lady? She had plenty of opportunities with men, fam. Look at this woman. She had more opportunities with men than most men gonna ever get with women. Most men ain't gonna never get the kind of opportunity she had with men. I'm looking at her and I'm telling you, fam, she had plenty of chances. The reason why she's still out here looking, can't nobody put up with her. Ain't nobody gonna tolerate her. And now her men older. Ain't no way. She can't bring this.
Do your children's dads, are they participating?
I only have one.
Okay. Does he participate?
What he wants to when he wants to, but I am the sole provider for my children of my household, and I'm not looking for a man to come in and parent or father or take care of my kids. It's already done. My kids are 16 and 17. My son graduates this year, so why would I be looking for a man to take care of my kids? And I don't want any more kids. So that was another thing. Oh, she's looking for somebody to take care of her kids. My kids are grown. They're about to graduate.
Okay. Well, yeah. So you kind of proved my point. I just feel like we get so much flat.
Family, the only thing is, right? They all say that. I don't need you to take care of my kids, but we all tried that and they all need us to take care of them kids. Listen, we ain't saying that because we don't know. We y'all all say that. And we all come and y'all always want us to help take care of them kids. This ain't new.
Single moms, but not to the men who made them single moms. Like, I feel like the energy, if you're gonna give the energy to women who have children and they're raising them by themselves and now they want to date, you have to give the energy to the man that.
No, we don't. She picked that man. She picked him. No, she picked him. She should have vetted him. She should have made sure he was more than cute. She should have made sure he was capable.
Put them in that position. Like, so that's the part that I don't like, that's not balanced. Like, if anything, the father who decided to not raise his child should get all this negative attention, not the mother who's making it happen by whatever she's giving. And that's where I just think that that's unfair. Like, y'all should be men, because a lot of men.
Family, I ain't saying whether it's fair or not. I don't know. I'm telling you what it is. See, listen, they always got this fair stuff. Whenever they don't like something, it's always this fair stuff. Life is what it is. It's not fair. It's just life. Listen, I can't go around doing the stuff a woman can do. She can't go around doing the stuff a man can do. See, y'all want men who act like women, but act like men when it's time to act like men. And no, that's not the way it goes. We men, ladies, we don't like to argue, and we are who we are. If that dude was a bum when you met him, he gonna be a bum after you got 3 kids.
Scold the single moms. You should be scolding your gender, the men who do not take care of their responsibility and raise their children. And that would seem to me fair. Because if a woman's a single mom, it's because the guy's not there.
Exactly. We didn't choose this life. It chose us. Like, I didn't wake up one day and be like, oh, I don't want to be with the kids.
No, baby girl, you didn't choose that life, but you chose that man. You chose that man. All right, and you chose more than one. Come on with this. So, no, you chose them men.
My father, the father of my kids anymore. That wasn't a choice. It just happened that way. And again, we're doing everything. I bust my ass to take care of my kids. Like I grind. And so it just was very.
They're your kids. I bust my ass to take care of my kids too. What you think I need a cookie? I don't need a cookie. They my kids.
Hurtful to see all of those comments about single mothers. And yes, like
look, baby girl, that's some regular stuff. You sitting up here talking about some regular stuff like you need some kind of Academy Award. Why are you bringing it up? Because that's just regular stuff. That ain't nothing extraordinary, baby girl. We all got to take care of the kids. They can't take care of themselves, they kids.
Why not give it to the men? You know what I mean? That's crazy.
Now let's talk about a couple things. I think what happens is, so I host the show, right? And this is 5 years of hosting the show. I do not claim to be a guru or relationship expert, but I'm a journalist. And I've been talking to single people for 5 years, more than 15,000 single people. So you learn a lot after having all those conversations.
Family, she a classic cutie on duty. You know what I'm saying? She remember back when she could get all of this stuff from men. All right, listen, she 35. She been around. Listen, everybody, and trust me, around that's doing it, like they already know what's up with her. Believe that, family. And you see how fine she is, and she alone. Men can't put up with her. They can't tolerate her, and you see why? How long you think you gonna go for this?
One of the things I think is the statistics on the amount of men that fit the description of what you asked for, right? So because you asked for a certain height, a certain tax bracket, that man, and I don't think women know, there's so many women that kind of want that man, right? Mm-hmm. So I think a lot of the pushback was,
I mean, baby girl, you could get that if you could find a way to come back 10 years ago. You know you could get all of that if you could find a way to come back 10 years ago.
Why would this?
Other than that, you're going to have to get real right now if you want to have anything. And you're going to have to knock this right here off.
Man choose you when he has 10,000 options around the world, and that's where it gets kind of tricky. So do you stay with your salary requirement? It was 100K, right, or more?
I said that was the minimum. I said at least. And then, but then you did ask me, you was like, would you go down to 75K? I said, yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Do you want to get married? Is that the goal?
I do. I would like a partner. It does.
Listen, family, no, 100K is not much, right? But not many men make it. All right, listen, you making 100K, you ain't rich. You doing okay. You doing okay for yourself. That dude not gonna take it and help her with them kids. He not. She used to dealing with dudes who got who get fast money and get it all the time. That's why she said she can't deal with a guy with a 9 to 5. She ain't the type of chick that wanna have to wait for nothing. You know what I'm saying? She think at 35 years old she could still be this spoiled brat, and that's over with for her.
Doesn't necessarily have to have like be a marriage. Like I would like a partner.
Okay. And are those things non-negotiables? If he can't travel as you travel,
yeah,
is that
because my kids again they're about to graduate. And I'm about to be an empty nester, and I plan on doing a lot of traveling. And so I don't want my partner to be in a position where he can't go with me.
She tripping. She living in a fantasy. At 35 years old, baby girl, men not flying you around no more. She gonna hate it. Trust me.
Her or he feels some type of way because that's what I desired. Like that's what
you better save your money because like you just did with Garner, you had to pay for it yourself. And that's how it's gonna be from here on out. See, she remember family when she used to wouldn't have had to pay for nothing like that.
What I'm gonna do.
Okay. So you have to be able to travel. Yes. Okay. And you don't mind if he has kids?
No, I want him to have kids because I'm not having any more kids.
Okay. Did you have a height requirement? I can't remember.
Well, I said tall. I'm 5'9". I'm not average height for a woman. I'm really tall. So I would like for him to at least be taller than me. He doesn't have to be 6'4", but at least be taller than me.
Okay. And you're in Atlanta. Do you want him to be in Atlanta?
No, I prefer not. Please don't be.
Don't be.
You know why she don't want you in Atlanta? Because they know her around Atlanta. All right, you're going to hear about her quick around Atlanta. All right, let me tell you why. She a cutie on duty. Family, she been on the scene. She mess with all the hustlers. Trust me, I know a cutie on duty when I see one. I'm a hustler.
Atlanta.
Please, I cannot stand Atlanta men.
Okay, she cannot stand Atlanta man. All right, so do you? I mean, we've kind of just hit. I know you want to come back to clear and defend yourself, and I always want to give everybody the opportunity to do that. So, did anybody reach out, or was it just all people saying you're not going to find this guy?
It was some people that reached out were not my type. And then it was a lot of people in the.
I mean, you see a family, you clearly see she could find a guy if she dropped this stuff. You know what I'm saying? She dropped this attitude. She dropped all this entitlement because she ain't getting all of that. That's over. When she could have got that, she ain't take it. Now she want it and can't get it.
Comments like your cousins, they really have the nerve. Like, it's a lot of people in your comments that I would leave on red. You'll be sitting in my inbox, okay? Like, honestly, like, I'm just gonna be for real. Like, my inbox looks like the food stamp line downtown Atlanta, and you would be the majority of y'all on there will be sitting in my inbox on red. Like, let's be for real. Like, there's so much negative, nasty stuff to say, and it's like you don't even have a chance. You're not even in my league.
Baby girl, so do my inbox. But you know what? They full of chicks I wouldn't talk to. Like your inbox is full of men you wouldn't talk to. So it don't mean nothing.
Stay in your lane. Like, oh, and I want to, while we're talking about that, I want to clear this.
Because I already know the kind of chicks that I would talk to wouldn't dare jump in my inbox. The kind of men she want to holler at ain't going in her inbox. I don't get in no chick inbox.
Guy.
I find out where she at and I pull up.
He was on your show before. His name is Jamal. His Instagram is IAMMACMAAL. He's from Chicago. He was on here before. He's a 45-year-old barber with a whole bunch of kids, babies and stuff. And he made a comment on the post that was like, yeah, I met her before. She's slow. Baby, you've never met me. You were in my DMs begging me to come to Chicago, and I blocked you because you were goofy. Don't ever comment on me. And then it's like lying, like you talking about you met me. Baby, you were begging me to come to Chicago. You begged. I blocked you.
Wait, what's the IG? We get the T. What is it?
IAMMACMAAL. His name is Jamal. He's a 45-year-old barber in Chicago. He claims to be an investor, but I'm a realtor, so I was able to Google his number, and he got foreclosed properties. Jamal, don't play with me.
Wait, I think.
How much you want to bet she 35 years old, been a realtor for 6 months, and ain't sold one damn house? I bet you.
I think he was the guy that was at my. I think I know him. He been on the show a couple of times.
Yeah. He's a goofball. He's very corny. You never, somebody he met me and I'm slow. Baby, you never met me. You were begging. I have the DMs.
Wait. So he said weird that he met you.
He said that in his comments, he said, yeah, I met her. She's slow. You're a liar. Please don't lie on me. Cornball, 45-year-old barber.
Is he saying something to her? See, family, listen, she a cutie on duty. Listen, it's a time she would have never even talked to him the minute he said he was a barber. But now she would consider it. She getting old.
But wait, so how old are you again, Princess? 35. So he
35 going on 17.
He DM'd you though before you were on the show?
Yes, this is prior to this. So, but he was trying to come in the comments and like play off what people were saying, like, oh yeah, I met her. She is slow. Babe, you were begging me. You were begging to meet me.
So wait, how did y'all meet before?
Listen, he was probably begging 20 of y'all. Okay, that don't mean nothing. Why do y'all think that means something?
For the show.
He just hit me up on Instagram. He slid in my DMs on Instagram.
Thought he just happened. He was just scrolling Instagram and just came
We
across your page.
I know a lot of people in Chicago. I go back and forth to Chicago, so we have mutual friends, and we became friends on there. And he slid in my DMs.
Ooh!
Never, babe. Like,
so he said in the comments that he met you, but y'all never met.
Never.
And what was he saying in the DMs?
Ladies, in case you don't know, right, it's a difference between a man rocking you and a man rocking with you. It's not the same thing. Most women think, you see how they talk. Oh, you was all on me. You was begging me. Listen, he trying to rock you. That don't mean he rock with you. Listen, we men and we know that don't mean nothing.
Just begging me to come to Chicago. Oh, I want to see you. I want you to come back for so bad. But I could just tell he wasn't about.
Listen, he might have been begging 20 of y'all. He trying to see which fish gonna bite.
But just trying to get me in his bed. Like, not talking about nothing. Bye, Goofy.
Princess came back with the gurgler tonight now.
So, please don't play with me. I'm not the one. But I really, listen, all in all, King, I really am a genuinely good person.
That's okay, real quick, and I fuck everybody's name up, so you said the first time I let it go. But it's Kendra.
Family, she might be a genuinely good person. You'll never know because she always got this boss chick and this spoiled brat mixture going on, and you ain't gonna be able to tolerate her long. You ain't gonna be able to tolerate her long at all. See, back when she was younger, she could tone it down quicker. And more now it's just no, it's out of control. You see, she don't have no control over it.
But I messed everybody's name up, so it's my karma because I messed everybody's name up. But it's Kendra. Continue.
I didn't say Kendra.
You said Kenya, but it's okay because I messed everybody's name up.
If I said that, I'm sorry. I meant Kendra. I apologize. But
and trust me when I tell you, family, the older she get, the worse she just gonna keep getting.
I really am a genuinely good person, and I'm not like. Really, I really do want a person. And I want to shout out my ex, Perry. He was in the comments and he had my back 100% because he knows the type of woman that I am. And I was engaged to him in my 20s. And that was a time where, okay, I could help build a man. Like, he worked in a warehouse. And I told him, go get your CDLs. Okay, so you can drive trucks. And he did that. He now owns and operates 3 18-wheelers. Like that, I'm that kind of woman, but not anymore. I'm 35. I'm not helping build. I want you to come like already there because
see what I mean? She just took all the credit and she ain't do nothing. But say go get your license. He did all of that. You just said go get your license. And you took that to mean you built him up. You see what I'm saying, family? They just stay dreaming in this fantasy like.
That's where I'm at, like in my career. So meet me where I'm at. That's all I ask. I didn't ask for anything above and beyond. I know you have a lot of delusional women on your show, and that's why you asked.
She gave him a suggestion. He took it, and that means she built him up.
You ask questions like, hey, have you ever dealt with this type of man before, stuff like that? And yes, I have. These are the type of men that I deal with. And
well, let me ask that because they're gonna call. This is why they're gonna call you delusional because they're gonna say, yes, you dealt with that man, but did he close the deal in the way you want to close it, right? So, like,
no, because he can't tolerate her. You see it. Ain't nobody closing that deal.
Like dating is one thing, but they'll say
you're gonna be in hell.
Because what do you want? Do you want a committed relationship? Do you want marriage with that man? Or do you still want to go on these nice dates with that man? Because sometimes those men don't ever settle down. They're the good dates for the weekend.
No, I really want a partner. Like, yeah, of course I want to date. I want to get to know you. I want a best friend, somebody that I can really bond with, somebody that I'm compatible with. We have chemistry. You're spiritual. You're like, I'm a funny, goofy person. I'm very outgoing. I'm wild. I like to have fun. Like, I'm looking for somebody like that. Like, let's date to get to know each other and see where it can go. Like, I'm really looking for that.
Well, you need to let that woman shine through. Because this woman that you got on display, that shit ain't going to work.
That's why I'm here on your show. Like, I'm really looking for a partner.
So this is what they're going to say, because it goes back to what you said. they're gonna say these men will date you.
Oh, okay.
But are they going to marry you?
Married?
That's what they're gonna say.
Oh, well, a man ain't never left me. I left them. My fiance that I was engaged to, I broke that off. We bought a house together and everything, and I still kind of look.
Let me tell you something, family. Every single woman in my life left me. If you let them tell it, all of them, even the ones that was trying to get me locked up, was busting out all my car. They all left me. All of them.
Okay, because I'm the type of woman, I have money. I got my own money. I get my own bag. I don't got to deal with nobody's shit. So if you're treating me how I don't want to be treated, if you doing shit you ain't got no business doing in a relationship, we're done. And I don't got to stick around. A lot of women settle. I don't. I know my worth. And a lot of people don't like that. They don't want you to know your worth and what you deserve. I do. So a man ain't never left me.
And on periods.
Ladies, my advice to you, if you listening, don't go talking this stuff to a man. Listen, that's the fastest way. You go talking this stuff right here to a man. Listen, that's the fastest way to get on the everything else list. All right? Because you ain't going to be on the wife list. You start talking like this.
And on period. Ooh, and on periods. So let's going back to the guy that was defending you, because it sounds like he had great characteristics. There's like he's not an option ever.
He's moved on. He's married. I mean, he's moved on.
Okay. He got a new situation. Okay. Yeah. So let me just say this, princess.
See, I know the situation they got. You feel me? I got a situation like that. You know now, babe. I'm sure she up there. She rest in peace to my wife family. But you know, like I got a friend. You know, she been with me all through the years. I knew her before I knew my wife. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I look out for her. She be needing stuff sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, and even now to the day. But ain't no way. I'm sorry. No.
Because I saw you in person. You're an attractive girl. I was like literally about to leave and I saw her.
She's still fine. She's still bad, but ain't no way. No. You gonna get this.
And I was like, oh, let me go talk to her because it was like at the end. I think you're an attractive girl. I think you'll never have a guy problem because you're attractive. But let's just say the guy you describe, because sometimes I'm not God and I don't want to be the downer, right? But sometimes, let's say, because you said you left these men because of certain mess they wanted you to deal with, right? So you want this man, but then not with the mess which you have experienced. And what was some of the mess that you left them because of?
Cheating.
Okay, cheating. And let's stay there for a second. That type of man, and this is what I've learned. This is what I've learned.
Family, they just be saying that. They just be saying that. Want me to tell you why? Because, ladies, honestly, be honest. How many men you ever left for cheating? You might have caught them cheating, but you ain't never left them for cheating. No woman ain't never left me for cheating. Never. And neither is she. And especially her. She not doing that. But it's something that they can say all the time, because you know they feel like men known to do it. Guess what? Women known to do it too.
From 5 years of hosting the show, that type of man got so many women options, right? Like there's so many women who and we don't talk about this enough. A lot of times the woman knows you exist and really don't give a fuck about you because all she cares about is herself, whether it be right or wrong. So this man.
Oh, and family, my friend, I wasn't touching her while I was married. No, I would just help her out if she needed some help.
Man has to really be in a space where he wants to be committed and faithful and disregard all the vagina that's coming his way, right? So that's really the request. You getting the man, I don't think you'll have a problem. It's maybe you getting the man in the way you want him to behave. And I think that's going to be where you're going to have to, you know.
So are you saying that all men are cheaters?
I'm not saying all men are cheaters, but I'm saying most of the men that y'all want are cheaters. Most of them.
Listen, family. That's not where men loyalty at. It's not in our underwear. That's not where our heart at. It's not in our underwear. You understand where I'm coming from? Listen, they be on us out here. You turn a lot of them down. But sometimes, you know what I'm saying? You might get yourself in a little bit of trouble.
That y'all want, y'all, cause y'all want this swagged out, attractive, tall, good looking, has money. You know, even you said you had this man, but he cheated. And let me tell y'all again, this is experience. I'm telling y'all, when I do my live events, and you was at one, it's always 80% women to men. It's just what it is.
I was a mess too.
Period. Like point blank period. You have to know this going in. There are more women than the guys. Now we get the guys, right? We have 20% guys. But then out of the 20% guys to the 80% women, it's really like maybe 4 of the guys that y'all want. So 80% women really want 4 of the guys. And this guy is tall, attractive, you know, good looking, has money, swagged out. So this is a math. I'm having a math conversation with y'all right now.
And listen, family, y'all sent me a video, right? Yo, I can't put that video up. The lady was 80 years old. Yo, y'all crazy. And she had the old lady gown on. And she was even talking like this. She was 80, still dreaming, too old to grow up.
Yeah. I'm a queen, I'm a god. This is a math conversation. And listen, I know this because I go to every city. And at every city, I have to have this conversation with all the women because every woman doesn't get to speed dates. Every woman doesn't get a match. And I'm like, listen, but I do bring out a good portion of men for speed dating. And I get the guys that y'all like, but it's never going to be equal. So really what you're dealing with.
Look, the thing is this right here. She can't adjust that attitude. She can't adjust that attitude. She gonna be alone. She gonna be hard pressed to find the kind of guy she talking about that think he need to put up with that. His life already told him he ain't gotta put up with that. And then y'all sit here and act like it ain't no thing. Ladies, it's a big thing when you got all that rah-rah with you. Men ain't for that. And then look, she wear this. All right, she stay in motion with this. She can't turn it off.
What is a numbers game. And if this guy feels like if he feels like he's the prize, anything he gives you, he's gonna feel like you're lucky to have. You know?
That's what's going. That is exactly what's going on in this dating generation. Yeah. The men with emotion, all of those type of men that they think they're the prize, and you're wrong. Like that's why I feel like men have so much feminine energy now because you feel like you have so many options and you're the prize. Like, and you're not. Like men are not the prize. The Bible said, "He who finds a good wife finds a good thing." Like,
listen, the problem is you want everything. And then since a man see it ain't no pleasing you, it ain't no sense in worrying about whether you like it or not. That's what happened once you make yourself impossible.
Like if you want to get biblical, but I'm not even going to say that. I'm not even going to just say like the men are not the prize. I would say like it doesn't work like that. Like I feel like you and the woman are a prize. Like when y'all both can come together, when y'all have a good, solid foundation, compatibility, chemistry.
You really believe the prize is what you say it is? You really believe that? Because listen, you ain't gonna get men to agree with you.
All of that stuff, then you both are the prizes in that relationship. It's not like, oh, I'm the prize, I'm the prize. It's like y'all can be the prize together, but like men really have them.
Listen, who even care about that? Who care about something like that? Who worrying about something like that? Some petty stuff. Why you worrying about something like that? I thought you was looking for a man. You're looking for who the prize and all of that foolishness. Won't grow up. Too old to grow up.
mentality because of the numbers games, which is fine with me, Kendra. If I don't find my partner here, baby, I'll go back to Ghana.
Now listen. Okay, now if you go to Ghana, let me say this.
You just left Ghana. Listen, you could go anywhere on the planet. If you're going to deal with men, you're going to see about how much they're going to do for a 35-year-old chick with 3 kids. You want your fortune to change? You got to figure out a way to come back 10 years ago.
So, would it be because we could get, he might, okay, how do I want to say this? What if it's a man? Because listen, all the ladies could go to Africa and get you a man tomorrow, but I'm not sure if he'll have the money. So would you, like, if you go to Ghana, he might, huh?
He's not going to have the money?
He might not have the money if you go to Ghana.
Oh, they have the money.
Okay, so so you're saying you'll go to Ghana, he'll have the money, and you're the only woman?
She just came back from Ghana. She's still looking. Capping. But this sound good to women. All right, she sound like she's saying something, even though she ain't saying nothing, as long as it sound good.
Isn't that what we're talking about right now?
Kendra,
I'm just having, like, listen, I'm not, listen, God is all things, right? So I am not the end.
No, I ain't saying she wasn't getting spanked in Ghana. All right, she'll get spanked right here. Because the dude will spank her. Listen, she is a nice looking woman, man. A really nice looking woman. She ain't gonna have no problem getting a man. Not getting one. The problem gonna come in with keeping them. You know, it take a little more to be able to do that than to just be cute, than to just be fine.
Are to be all, but you want to have the real talk conversation. So you telling me you going to Africa to get you a rich Ghana man, and you're gonna be the only one? Is that what you're telling us?
I don't know. I don't know what to say. Like,
let's start.
Look, ladies, let me let you in on something, right? Listen, once men play the game on a certain level, all the women fine. They all bad. They the only kind we take. If I walk in here with her and men ain't gonna go, damn, I don't wanna. She gotta go with somebody else. Because the life I live, every move I make, I'm trying to say something. That car I drive, I'm attracting clientele. I'm always trying to make a statement with what I'm doing. It's all business. She gotta make me look good. She gotta make me look good. I can't show up in here with you and people will be like, damn, I could have got her. No. No, listen, it's always a method to the madness. Look, I'm telling you, listen, she gonna snatch a man anywhere she land. She just ain't gonna be able to hold on to him because he not gonna deal with this. All right. When she play the game on the level she looking for a man to be on, they all bad. They all mean. That ain't enough no more.
Okay, let's start here. Is faithfulness and monogamy?
Now, once you know you can get them chicks, now you want to know what else she got.
You're non-negotiable. Or are you open-minded? Listen, there's women that make deals like that every day if they're being taken care of. So are you open-minded, or is it a strong no? You gotta be monogamous.
I make my own money. I don't gotta deal with nothing I don't want to deal with. No.
And family, this just me. All men not like me. This Thomas. So when I just represented myself that way, I'm not representing myself that way for all men. That's my personal, how I do things.
So what does that mean? Are you okay with a little cheating, or no, you want monogamy? Okay, you don't gotta answer it, but just think about it. Because I would say
I'm gonna be loyal to my man. He has to be loyal to me. Okay. Like, I don't care about him making no 6 figures. I make.
Family, I learned something about appearances with my people a long time ago. Back when I was 19 years old or 18 years old, right? I pulled up to this car dealership, and it was the Acura Legend. It was the big ones. They had just changed the body styles, right? And I was like, "What's that?" He was like, "That's the new Acura Legend." And I was like, "Damn!" And it was nice, right? And he was telling me how much it cost, and I knew I had it, right? But I knew that was all I had. I wanted that car so bad, I went and bought that car, and I ain't had nothing left. Nothing. Family, you know what that car showed me? That car showed me a lot about my people. I was back in no time. Once they saw that car, you know how much clientele that car attracted? Listen, I wasn't on that level before I bought that car. But after I bought that car, I understand how appearances help you move through life. You understand? So everything I do gotta be saying something.
That too. So like, I get what you're saying, but like, I like it's a non-negotiable. Like, you're gonna be loyal. I'm gonna be loyal, honest, and faithful. So are you. I hate the double standard in our community. Like, no, I don't care.
Well, yes, I understand, but I think you got to understand why it's a double standard, because it's just different. It's not equal for the men to women. And then the difference is this: when the man that has the money, I don't think any man wants a bum. So let's start there. But most men that have money expect to pay, right? So they're not always, even if you have a lot of money, he's still expected to pay for the dinner, be the primary breadwinner. So he'll get a girl in his mind. It's like, regardless of what you got, I'm still expected to pay because I got all this money. When a woman dates, this is where it's different. You're not.
Family, we make our money for different reasons. She trying to make her money to prove to men she don't need them. And we don't want that. I need my woman to need me. She start talking that. That's the quickest way to get out of my face. All right, I need her to need me. Why the hell you think I'm doing it? All right, listen, I'm a man, and every man need to be needed. You start talking this, you don't need him, and he okay with that, it's because you can't need him. The only kind of guy who gonna be okay with you not needing him is one that you can't need. You can't need him. You gotta be okay with not needing him. So he cool because he need a woman that don't need him because he already knows she can't need him. And see, y'all listen to those guys and think they represent for everybody because that's what y'all like to hear. You got one time to start talking that stuff around me. Listen, men like me don't want to hear that. All right, I go through a lot. All right, listen, my wife didn't carry no bags. My wife didn't pay bills. My wife didn't touch trash. Listen, that's how I roll. That's how I roll. That's how it is. But when it was her time to do her thing, I was going to get that. See, these women, they expect the world, but they got no expectations of themselves. She come expecting all of this stuff, but wait till you ask her what he gonna get. Why would a man be lucky to be with you? She gonna go back to telling you what she want. She never put no thought into what a man will want. None. It's all about what she want. Guess what? It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. All right, because you can bet you come over here. I'm worried about what I want. You ain't worried about what I want. You gonna find somebody else. Somebody that you ain't got to worry about what he wants.
Like, you're not dating like that. You're not dating with the mindset of, I got all this money, so I'm going to pay. So that's where it's not the same, okay? Because the guy with the money is expecting to pay. And because he's expecting to pay, he's like, listen, I paid for all this. What you complaining for? Like, you get, like, true story. I remember I was reading something about Shaq and Shawnee. And I think it was the Essence. It's a very long article, but Shaq had been cheating for years. And she said that when she finally left, it was a conversation they had. And Shaq said to her, well, why are you complaining? You're the only one that can access the bank account. Like, yeah, I got other women, but you the one with the bank account. You the only one that can access the bank account. And then that was Shawnee's like final straw of, listen, I know this man is worldwide, millions and millions popular, but I can't do this. So a lot of the men, like I said, I don't think all men cheat, but a lot of men that y'all describe cheat. And at some point in time, so I guess for you, if you met a guy who maybe wasn't your height requirement, maybe he's 5'9", maybe he's your height, maybe he's a solid guy, but he got a solid job, so he can't travel the world like you could travel the world, but is willing to build a life with you. Would you make adjustments for him, or he ain't got a chance? Okay, it is what it is, child. Go to Ghana. Get your go back to
my desires and what I want. I'm not gonna settle. Like I can set the standards and boundaries for myself, just like everybody can. Just like if a man wants to say, hey, my preference is I don't want to date women with kids. I totally respect that. What am I going to say? My only thing was to get on here and was to defend single mothers, because we can have standards. We can have boundaries for ourselves. But I'm not against a man saying, hey, babe, you know what? You're not for me. You have kids. I totally respect that. And so it's the same thing for me. The height thing is not a big deal. If he's 5'9", like my height, okay, cool. But like traveling, like no, that's a non-negotiable, because like that's what I love to do. I've been to 22 countries. I plan to be at 30 by the end of this year.
Okay. Do you have like a I don't know, a friendship?
I'm sorry, family.
That is your ideal relationship, that maybe they're either married or friends that are in a relationship that's experiencing what you desire?
Yes.
Okay. So you should talk to them. Talk to them and get the ins and outs of their relationship. And maybe because I also think that sometimes everything looks great. Everything looks great. But there's so much more than the Instagram post at times, right? And there's so much more to the Facebook post at times. So if you get you some real life friends that are in a relationship dynamic that you desire, and see what they tell you.
I'm gonna do that, Kendra, because I feel like you telling me to be in a poly relationship.
No, I'm not telling you to be in a poly anything. I'm not telling you to do that at all. So please don't misunderstand me. What I'm saying is, from what you told me, you have dated the guy you described, but monogamy was the issue. Is that true?
One of them. The other one, the fiance I was talking about that I broke up with, we were just both immature. We were in our like mid-20s. We needed to grow up, so that was not an issue.
But he had your height. That one had your height and your money.
Extra taller. He's 6'4". Again, at this time he works in a warehouse, but I told him now he owns 3 trucks, so he's an
entrepreneur. Oh, this is the one that's already with somebody else. See, girl, now that one you were supposed to, because you could have been, because it seemed like you helped him become a better man, and then you just decided to walk away from the better man that you created.
We both needed to grow up. We had a lot of growing to do.
Well, listen, all right. I gotta try to get somebody else. They are driving insane. But let me do this. Let me shout out your profile again. What's your profile on the Kendra?
And one other thing I want to clear up, the 50-50 thing, because I only brought that up because, listen, everybody do what's best for them. Okay, I am not a 50-50 girl, but am I 70-30? Yeah. Like, but I do what works for me and the men that I deal with. That's what I'm used to dealing with. I've never had someone I've lived with me and I didn't have to pay the mortgage or anything like that. But will I pay?
See, family, that was back when she was younger, when she could get all that. Now she finding it hard. She having it hard, family. She having to do a whole lot more for a whole lot less. She used to being the one, having to being able to expect everything and not expecting to do nothing. See, now it's not so simple no more. She gotta do something now. And guess what? They ain't offering as much as they was offering back when she ain't had to do nothing.
Bills, will I contribute? Absolutely. I'm not I'm gonna contribute. I'll help on trips and stuff like that. I'm a 70-30 girl. Okay, so let's stop this whole conversation. Everybody do what's best for them.
Yeah, and I didn't.
She ain't no 70-30 girl, fam. She figured she'd jump on here at the end and say that because they was digging in her stuff. All right, because she sound ridiculous. She sound ridiculous. Look, family, this was my wife. That was, rest in peace, babe. But family, this was my wife. You feel me, family? Yo, this was the love of my life. I spent the best 14 years of my life with her. I ain't gonna never get that again. What I had with her. I don't expect to. She got some big shoes to fill. You know what I'm saying, family? Look, we went through a lot. Yo, I give anything, all of it, just to be able to have one more conversation with my wife, bro. Just to be able to talk to her. You know, I regret every argument. Every time I got mad at her, I regret it all, family. I wish I could have every one of those FUs back. Damn, family, that was the last thing I was expecting was to have to do this without her. Because family, she was help. But once she was gone, I realized everything I missed. Family, I look at my son and I see that smile. Every time he smile, I see my wife. You feel me? And look, she always rocking with me. Always. And I always know I gotta make her proud. You know what I'm saying? So I can't be out here slipping, going to talk to some chick who think she don't gotta respect me enough to listen. She should be cutting me off when I'm talking. Listen, you see how bad my wife is? She wouldn't dare. I don't expect nothing less. All right, because I know what I bring to the table. You want a woman that fine to marry you, you gonna have to be about it. All right, listen. Check this out, family. As always, it don't take much to be nice. We all gotta live on this planet together, walking in and out of each other's space. Respect is important. Look, make sure you like the program. I'm kicked out the algorithm, so ain't many people gonna see this. Make sure you like the program, family. Subscribe to the program. Share the program if you will. Still swinging out. I love you, family.